So there are two short par 4s early on in the round here. The second at 365 yards, many players will see as a chance to score, but they may well not be going with driver off this tee. I think you'll see a lot of iron action off this tee, just trying to find the fairway, especially if the wind is, as it is today, off the left, pushing you towards that rough that will be considerably higher than this during Open Championship week. The boundary wall runs all the way down the left of this hole. The other side of the boundary wall, there are some tall trees that may provide a little bit of shelter from the wind, possibly mislead players a little bit, especially when they're down in the dip, which the fairway runs down into, where there are bunkers either side. As I say, possibly a hole where strategy would be a little bit on the cautious side. You may see the odd player take it on with driver if the wind is helping, but I think you're going to see a lot of fairly safe iron play on this hole. Now the second hole, there are two bunkers on the right, one very short which shouldn't really come into play, and there are two at about the 230, 240 mark, one either side of the fairway. Now those are going to come into play if players have opted for the iron off the tee and just turn it over or push it slightly. And the problem with these bunkers is if you get too far up the face, you're just not going to be able to get home in two, so you're going to have to make your par the hard way. So the second green, a fairly generous putting surface, again 42 yards long from front to back. There are four bunkers dotted around the right here, short of the green, that are going to cause a few problems if you misjudge it on the wind. But probably the toughest shot here is if you miss it left down in the little gully between the side of the green and the wall, especially if the pin is on the left as it is today. So here you are, you've turned it over slightly coming into the second, and I am now down in this dip to the left of the green between the wall and the edge of the green. The pin is tight to the left as well. Now what do? Do you chip or do you putt? I've actually got a fairly tight lie, and even though there's some fairly thick grass on the bank, I think with the pin in that position I would elect to putt. Maybe if the pin was over on the right you'd be a little bit more aggressive with a chip, but I'm going to go for the putt and just see if I can make this work. Okay, it's not especially close, but I still think that's the percentage shot with a very tight lie. All manner of things could go wrong if you try and chip it.